Just now chiming in. What's up? What's up? Welcome to What's the Word Wednesday. And we want you to type in the comment section, I am serious about my business. At the end of the day, guys, this is not a hobby. This is something you need to be serious about. We're going to be talking about that when you find out, you get to that point when life happens. Life going to happen to you in almost, I don't care what it is that you're doing, what business you're involved in, life is going to happen. But however, there are some fundamental things that I suggest, or that we suggest, that you start doing. And if you start doing these fundamental things on a consistent basis,
Absolutely.
we're not saying life not going to happen, because life going to come, right? Stuff going to happen. But if you do these fundamental principles that we're going to discuss in the next few minutes, when life comes, when the trials of life and the storms of life come, you won't be blown away at the end of the day, right? Because I mean, I can speak for myself personally. I'll be quite candid, right? Even right now, this is a season with me and my family. We going through some stuff. We got all kinds of drama, and for those of y'all who don't know, me and my wife, we do foster care. We have foster care kids and adopted kids. Sometimes they ain't always keeping it right. Right? At the end of the day, they end up getting themselves in some trouble. We got all kinds of hoops that we got to jump through with, court cases and social service and school, and then you got health issues. I mean, we got all kinds of stuff going on. I'm speaking for me myself. You follow me? I mean, losing sleep, getting up early, phone calls. I mean, drama, surgeries. I got 3 more surgeries lined up. Life is happening to me, but it's because we do these things that we're about to talk about.
Absolutely.
That you won't know the difference. You won't see me wavering. Yeah, I might not be going 150, but I'm still going, is the key.
Before we get started, for new folks that are seeing this for the first time, who are we?
Who are we? Oh, you know what? We did skip that. Listen, this is What's the Word Wednesday, and I am Eric E. Clifton, and this is
Roger the Dodger Lillard.
Absolutely, and together we do our very best to try to motivate, inspire, encourage you, right? Lift you up and give you some everyday practical things that you can use for your growth in this business. Thanks for reminding me of that one. We're going to talk about that. That's accountability. So we're going to talk about that in a second. So what we want to talk about real quick, how to stay in business. It's real easy. It's really easy to get in business, right? Because you just pay your $199, right? Or your $179, and you're in business. But staying in business, that's the question. How do you stay in business? Well, me and Mr. Leonard are going to give you guys 7 ingredients for building a strong foundation, a strong, solid foundation. I don't care what the building is that you're building. If you wanted to withstand this test of time, you need to start off with a very solid foundation. That's what we're going to talk about. So, the ingredients for your foundation. The first one is having a real why. Not a fake why, but a real why. A lot of people aren't really in touch, I would say, with why they're in business. If the reason you're in business is just because of money, that's not a good enough why. It has to be important, and we use this picture up here of the mother and father embracing their baby. If this business for you isn't as significant as a baby that you have, then your why isn't deep enough.
Absolutely.
It needs to be just as important as the baby that you have, right? At the end of the day, it has to be. Because when it is, no matter what happens throughout the test of time, and when storms and things like that come, you're not going to neglect to feed that baby or to nourish that baby.
And one of the things I love about the industry, we're in network marketing, that I love about the industry is being a part of a company at the right time, right place, right time. None of those cliches, you probably hear that a lot, but we are in a position that if you are very focused and you understand what we are, your why is going to drive you past any pain that you go through in your business. But understand this: we're in a place that right now we're at 30,000. As a matter of fact, round of applause. Planet Market, we're at 30,000 right now, right? Planet Market sold over $325 million in travel. So the business is working. And so for the people who have a major why, they're having success because they're focused on their why. So write it down, put it on paper, right? And make it plain.
The last thing on the why before we move to the next segment, I got down here, is it freedom? Most entrepreneurs really at the end of the day, their daggone why is freedom. I'm doing this not just for my kids and my family, but I'm doing this to be free. I tell people, they laugh at me every now and again. I say, listen, I would rather be a monkey in the jungle than a lion in the zoo. It's about freedom. I would rather be the monkey in the jungle, carefree, doing me, than the actual lion in the zoo. But you should know your why. Gotta have your why. That is key. The next one, ingredients for your foundation. Commitment. This is so key. Commitment. Notice in this picture that the people's hands is tied together. They can't separate them. They can't get apart. That's how serious it is. They're committed. You must be committed to the finish, right? This commitment really doesn't have anything to do with an amount of time, right? Time is irrelevant as it pertains to being committed to something. I'm committed to seeing it through to the end, right? You need to be committed to seeing stuff through to the end.
I want you all to write this down, what I'm about to share with you all. And I learned this from one of my mentors. His name is Brian Crothers. He's a monster in the industry. He said, commitment is doing what you said you were going to do long after the mood you have sit in has left you. You want to write that down. Mm. Commitment is doing what you said you were going to do long after the mood you have sit in has left you. So once the mood has left you, are you still going to continue making that commitment? Are you still going to do what you said you're going to do? Because like he said earlier, Eric Clever said earlier, life challenges are going to happen. We're going to have challenges. We're going to run into things. And so is that enough? What the challenge that we run into, is that enough to take us away from our why and our commitment?
Absolutely. And I would also, let's jump on this one. Commitment requires buy-in and clarity. See, the reason some of you guys aren't committed to Planet Marketing, the reason some of you guys aren't committed to IntelliTravel is because you haven't really bought in yet. It's something you're doing on the side. You're a little bit interested. And then for some of you, you haven't really gotten clarity on your why, for real. Because there's no clarity on your why, there's no buy-in, right? And because you ain't bought in, you just ain't bought in. And I want to compare it to this right here. Think about the way you commit to your job or to school. When you sign up for school, you have, in essence, committed for what, 4 years at least?
At least.
Right? Long nights, you committed to long nights and early mornings.
Not making no money.
Telling people, listen, I can't come out, I got an exam I'm studying for. Right? All those I can't, and I'm not doing that. Somebody said the video is frozen. We're gonna have to fix that. But committing is serious on that level.
I'm going to say this. Most of us that are in this business, they're in Planet Marketing and television and IntelliTravel, but IntelliTravel and Planet Marketing is not in you. And so until it's in you, we'll make excuses on why we're not committed. We'll make excuses why we don't have a why. But at the end of the day, you should really be working your business as hard as you work in your job. Why are we working harder for somebody else and not as hard as we would for our own selves? Because you're in business for yourself. You're in business for yourself. But again, not by yourself, but the first thing says you're in business for yourself. So it's your business. So why are we taking care of somebody else's business versus our own business?
So look, we see a couple of comments. Somebody said it's frozen. Let us know real quick. We're going to take a minute to pause. Let us know real quick if this has frozen on y'all, or can you still see and hear us? Let us know. Chime back in. Can you still see and hear us?
Are we still frozen, y'all? Are we still frozen? Talk to us. thumbs working on my end. This bonus is working on her end.
Working on y'all end?
Thumbs up if it's working, thumbs down if it's not.
Look, well, if it's working on somebody, then that means it's working. We gonna move right along. We gonna move right along.
Okay, one is not now, so we good to go. With thumbs up. Thank you, Danielle.
I'm gonna suggest some of y'all getting a better area. All right, let's move on real quick.
Tashika's in Jamaica and it's working, so we good.
Awesome. The next ingredient for your foundation that you gotta have is scheduling and planning your days. Scheduling and planning your days, guys. Watch this. Look at the picture. It says goals that are not written down are just wishes. Now watch this. Everything that you gotta do throughout the course of your day, stuff that you want to have happen, those are goals at the end of the day. I'm not talking about your long-term goals like how much money you want to make and where you want to be and later on, all that kind of stuff. But your day-to-day stuff are goals. And most of us don't have them written down. What time you going to do what you say you're going to do, right? And if you ain't got to write down, how somebody going to hold you accountable?
Absolutely.
And then they tell me that millionaires schedule every minute of their day.
Every minute.
Every minute of their day. So if your goals aren't written down, I was messing with Roger earlier. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't expect you to see you at the event. It ain't in your calendar, right? Or I guess you wasn't planning on making those calls this evening because it ain't in your calendar. That was a goal that you said you was going. It was in your mind, right? You thought about it, right?
Absolutely.
And look, you can tell how serious a person is when they're going to do something. When you ask them about if they're going to do it, I'm going to try. I'll try. I'll try to be there.
There's no commitment in trying.
Ain't no commitment in try. And it ain't no planning in try. Because I ain't never seen nobody write down, I'm going to try at 8 o'clock. I'll try to do such. I'll try to be at work at 9.
They don't try to go to work. They at work on time. Trust and believe.
Yeah, they are.
And they say, if you don't have a plan, then you plan to do what? Fail.
If you fail to plan, you freaking plan to fail.
Exactly. Bottom line. So again, I like what it says is what time will you do what? Write down what time you're gonna make three-way calls. Write down what time you're going to maybe get your team on a call. Write down what time you're going to do some prospecting. Write down what time you're going to do some follow-ups. And so if it's not scheduled, you won't do it if it's not scheduled.
Right? Ain't no problem. Chances are you ain't going to do it.
Right? So how else do we hold you accountable? But watch this. Goal setting will hold you accountable. If you write down a schedule for yourself, then you're going to hold yourself accountable. Like he says, millionaires schedule every minute of their day. Steve Harvey said it best. He said, people ask him, how does he do everything he does in one day?
19 radio shows, TV shows.
This guy right here, he says, every minute of the day is accounted for.
Every minute.
Even his rest. He even has a schedule to get rest. But that's why he's successful, because everything is written down and everything is planned out in his day. So if we want to be successful in our business, we have to have it planned out.
It has to be. It got to be at the end of the day if you're looking for success. Look, I'm going to tell y'all something. Donald Bradley one time at a directors meeting had asked the directors to stand up. Those of you who believe that you had the schedule of a 6 or 7 figure income earner, like currently, if you continue doing what you're doing right now, based on your schedule, that you have the schedule of a 6 or 7 figure income earner, right? And there were some, obviously the people who were doing this a little bit on a part-time basis, they didn't stand up. But some of us who got a little bit more free time and we think we know what we're doing, we all stood up. And I was one of them, Preston was one of them, there was a couple of others. And Mr. Bradley, as smooth as he is, right? He looked over us and he told me and Preston, I'm paraphrasing, but he told us to sit the hell down. Basically, I don't remember what his exact words was, but that's what I heard. Sat the hell down. And then Mr. Scott was like, well, listen, excuse me, sir, if you don't mind, tell me why we got to sit down. At the end of the day, what Mr. Bradley was trying to let me and Mr. Scott know that at this moment, although we're doing, decent work, at that moment, you guys don't have the schedule of a 6 or 7 figure income earner. So I was like, oh, snap. I got to start scheduling everything. Everything and more stuff. The key important thing is the stuff that's being scheduled is income producing activities.
I love what you're touching on right now, because a lot of us say they want to be one star. They say so they want to make 1-star income, but your schedule doesn't say 1-star income. So at the end of the day, what does your schedule say that you're going to become? And guess what? We have to have a why for our schedule. We have to have a commitment for our schedule. And we have to have a schedule for us. All this plays into the same game.
Absolutely. So let's move right along to the next one. Right, next ingredient. This next ingredient, well, I love this one right here. This next ingredient for the solid foundation is reading or listening to books, audio books, and videos and things like that. Now the key is that you do this consistently every day, at least 30 to 40 minutes. I suggest even an hour, but a minimum of 30 minutes every day. You should be listening to something inspirational and motivational. You should be listening to something that is of personal development, right? Now, personal development, that's working on you, right? We are in the people business, a relationship business. This means you should probably be listening to books and CDs on how to be a better communicator.
Absolutely.
How to be a better listener, right? How to be a better talker, or whatever the case may be. But that's personal development. Then you should also be listening to industry development, right? Listening to stuff that's going to make how to be a better closer as it pertains to sales, right? How learning some stuff on network marketing as an industry,
Yes.
right?
Woo. I want to share something with you all. The reason why I've lasted 20 years in network marketing is because of this reading and listening to books. I want to tell you something. Personal development has helped me be able to go through whatever challenges I have. And industry development, network marketing is an art. It's a craft. And if you learn it, you'll never leave the industry. Network marketing is in me. I'm not just in network marketing. It's in me. So when I'm building a network, when I'm building a team, when I'm talking to people about my product or service, whatever I'm promoting, it's always professional, right? And so, like you said, you want to be a professional network marketer, right? It pays big money, right? That was said by Jim Rohn, one of my online or book motivational speakers. But inspirational and motivation, you guys, when you're in your car, what are you listening to? When you're driving, are you listening to Heavy D, Biggie Smalls? Are you listening to Mary J. Blige? And I'm not saying there's something wrong with that.
You know you're dating yourself, right?
The
best artist you come up with.
Well, y'all know I'm a little up in age, but at the end of the day, okay, J. Cole. I guess that's a little better.
I guess so.
But at the end of the day, what do you listen to? We're going to talk about that in a second. But nothing in, nothing out. If you're not putting anything positive into your mindset, then you're going to speak the way that. Listen, we're in this to build a huge network, and networks have what in it? People. So we're in the people business. So we have to become, like Eric Clifton said, better speakers. We have to become better thinkers. We have to be more positive, because we're dealing with nothing but negativity out here. So guess what? So there's more negative outside of our business than it is inside. So when we step outside of our business to talk to prospect, guess what? We're running into negativity, and a lot of us aren't ready for it because we're not reading. I go on and on about that, so I'm going to shut it down right
so
there.
So listen, guys, you guys have heard me say this. I say it all the time. Being in business, I don't care what the business is that you're in. Being in business is 90% mental and 10% everything else. I'm going to say that again. It's 90% mental and 10% everything else. You guys and most people are coming from the mindset of a worker, an employee, right? Not a business owner. And now you're trying to switch slowly from being an employee to a business owner. It's the equivalent of spending 20 or 30, some of you guys 40 and 50 years smoking and then trying to quit. It ain't that simple. There's a process, and there's some things that you have to do to kick smoking, right?
Absolutely.
There's a mentality and a desire that you have to have to quit smoking. You gotta have a support network and all kinds. They got groups and patches and all kinds of stuff to help you quit smoking because it's just that serious. Well, trying to become an entrepreneur is just that serious times 10. You have to change the way you think. The only way you can change the way you think is by changing what goes in your mind. That's it, right?
Absolutely.
Your mind is a computer. You were just talking to it earlier. So you guys find yourself at a stage of life because something has happened in life and you're no longer inspired or motivated to post on Facebook or to call people about your business or to prospect or to do anything, come to meetings. The motivation and inspiration for a time has zapped. And that's because we haven't been conditioning our mind with inspiration and motivation. We haven't given our mind something to pull from when we're faced with those challenges. I ain't even gonna preach right here. We're gonna keep on moving. Let's move
These
to
are
the next one.
ingredients for your foundation, y'all.
The next ingredient is, and you was talking about this one, accountability. This is a major ingredient. Accountability, what does this thing say? Accountability is the glue that ties commitment to results. Oh my goodness.
Say that again.
Accountability is the glue that ties commitment to results.
I gotta say this to you. If you really want to be successful in this industry, you have to keep yourself accountable. And the first 4 things we talked about promotes that. It will help you be accountable. There's not a day that I go by where I speak to Mr. Scott.
Well, you don't speak.
Well, I don't speak to Mr. Scott. We talk almost every day. If matter of fact, it's gotten to the point, if I skip a day of not talking to him, I don't feel right. So when I talk to him, he inspires me, he encourages me, right? It's a two-way street. So you got to be accountable to yourself, right? And then guess what? How are we talking about we want to be a 1-star and build a huge network and we're not accountable to ourselves, right? Then we have to humble ourselves. One of the things I love about that right there is, in this industry, 3 things you got to maintain. I mean, I don't care if you're just getting started as a rep in the ITA or you're 1-star to 5-star. You always have to remain this: coachable, teachable, and humble. You always have to remain that, always. So, last but not least, apply to all areas of your life. So, again, all of this that we're saying is going to apply. If you apply all the stuff that we're sharing with you tonight, guess what? It will show up in your business as well.
All day. And I love applying this to all areas of your life because at the end of the day, we want you to be successful in business, but we want you to also be successful in your health. We want you to also be successful in your relationships. We want you to also be successful in maybe your spirituality. Well, all walks of life you want to be successful in, and you want to have the results that look that way. Accountability. You need to allow someone to hold you accountable, right? Don't be so big and bad. I don't care how many initials you got in front of your name. You PhD and Dr. So-and-so and summa cum laude and all that other kind of stuff. But humble yourself enough and allow someone to pull your card and let you know that, hey, you ain't lining up to where we thought you was going to line. Let me read this definition for accountability. Accountability is the willingness of team members to remind one another when they are not living up to the performance standards of the group. You got to be humble to allow that to happen at the end of the day. At the end of the day, guys, these 7 principles and these ingredients of foundations is going to be what is going to keep you in business when the test of life comes, when them storms come, when you feel like quitting, right? When you want to give up. Trust and believe there is not a day that goes by that for at least a half a second I don't think about quitting and doing something easier. Every day it comes, but watch this. Because I am following these ingredients, every day I'm also reminded of what my mentor Jim Rohn says: don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better.
Wish you were better.
Right?
Absolutely.
Let's move on to this next one.
But real quick, before we move on, I do want to say, who is your accountability partner? Like, who can you call up when you're going through a struggle? Who can you call up if you have an issue in your organization, right, and you're not sure how to attack it? Because you're going to have issues in your organization. Who can you call up, right, that can say, don't go this way, go that way? So we need to, all of us need to have somebody a phone call away who say, hey, listen, I'm having these issues right now with these two partners. I want to try to nip this in the bud. How can I do that? What's the best way to attack it? And so you got to have an accountability partner.
Right, absolutely. And watch this. At the same token, the accountability partner oftentimes don't have to wait for you to tell them what's going on. The accountability partner knows there's something going on. Why? Because they can tell. As a matter of fact, you wrote down your goals for the accountability partner, and it's Monday, what's that? It's Wednesday, and the accountability partner knows what your goals are, and they can call you on them. Hey, it's Wednesday. Did you make them 5 phone calls yesterday? Oh, no? Was you slipping? Remember them 7 kids you got? Remember that bill you got? Remember that student loan you got? Let's get it together. That's accountability right there.
I love it with the kids. And I got to say this, for me, no, yes, Mr. Scott is my accountability partner, but what keeps me accountable for my business is my twins, Nia and RJ. They're 17 years old, going on 25, but they're about to go to college 1 more year. So guess what? They'll be out of college in 5 years. I need to have something in place. So when they come out of college in 5 years, guess what? They don't have to wait a year to look for a job, which is happening in the corporate America. Over 70, close to 80% of the children graduating can't find a job their first year. So guess what? I'm going to have something in place for them. See, that holds me accountable. That gets me past all the no's. That gets me past all the negativity. That gets me to where I want to go in my business. That's what holds me accountable. What holds you accountable?
So, ingredient number 6 for building your foundation so you don't go nowhere or back off, right, is being plugged in or connected. Plugged in and connected. This is the key. See, being plugged in and connected, this right here, this is literally that lifeline, right? Because again, something gonna happen in your life. As long as you living, something is gonna happen, and you might have to take your foot off the gas for a little while. But just because my foot is off the gas, that don't mean I'm not still steadily moving in the direction I gotta be moving in. I'm still connected to the source. So how do I stay connected? Conference calls and those Zooms, webinars, live events, right? Most of them end up being pre-recorded. So even if I miss the actual one, if I plan it and put it in my calendar, I can then go back and rewatch it. I am now connected. I didn't get it when everybody else got it, but I'm going to be connected later on. That is key. And this last one on being connected, Roger was just talking about it. Coach and a mentor. If you have a coach and a mentor, even when something is going on, and let's say you're in the hospital for a month, you can't really be connected. You got a coach and a mentor. You got somebody who can reach out to you along with your accountability partner. And then when you get back in the game like full speed, because you stay connected, your coach and your mentor know exactly what you need.
I got a shout out to Leif Brackovich. This gentleman right here has been in the hospital for 3 weeks. And the other day, he put somebody in the system.
What?
Come on, y'all. This is, you know.
Look, shout out for Leif real quick, y'all. Shout out for Leif for still
in the hospital,
grinding in his business
in the hospital. In spite of, it's time for all of us, for everyone, to come out of what we call Excuseville.
What is
Excuseville. You got to come out of Excuseville. I mean, I understand not all of us can make all of the events, right? I understand that not all of us can make 3 calls all the time, but I do understand this. If everybody just does a little bit every day and teach others to do a little bit every day, you'll create leverage for yourself. We're not asking people to quit their jobs. We're not asking people to shut down. Don't spend time with your kids. We're not asking people to. We are asking not to watch television because TV is that's an electronic income reducer, by the way. But at the end of the day, we're just saying, just be consistent. Whatever you're applying in your business, be consistent with it, and be consistent in the proper activities. By the way, so like you said, conference calls. We got Zoom, webinars, live events. Team Platinum, we have a system in place that is impossible to fail if you plug into it. And so
it absolutely is. Again, these are the ingredients that you need to build a foundation to stay in business. Getting in business was as simple as submitting your credit card payment. But staying in business, this is what you need, right? My man Daryl said numbers won't move themselves. Gotta put some stank on it and keep pushing. Yes. Speaking of keep pushing, that's gonna bring us to number 7.
Spoken by a one-star director.
Spoken by a one-star director. Number 7 is consistency, right? So understand that all of the other ingredients, you need those ingredients, and then if you sprinkle the consistency on top of all of them, I mean, trust me, guys, you got what you need. It's the lack of the let me just go through the daggone slides. Lack of consistency can bring a lack of interest, right? You haven't been doing anything consistently enough, so it's no wonder that you're not interested in coming out to a Thursday night meeting. It's no wonder that you're not interested in getting on a Sunday night game plan call.
Hashtag.
You ain't been consistent, right? Lack of consistency. This next slide says, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. So in other words, what I'm trying to say to you guys is, you guys have to get in the habit of doing the other 6 principles, the other 6 ingredients. If you get in the habit of doing the other 6 ingredients, excellence is what's going to come next. You want to talk about it?
Consistency is the best policy. Like you said, consistency sprinkled on everything else that we just talked about for being success. And so this sums it up. Success is the sum of all efforts repeated day in and day out. Day in and day out, success is the sum of it is repeated, your efforts. See, we give 100% of effort to our job. And then guess what? If we're not giving 100% effort to our job, we really don't want to be there. Think about that. Most people that aren't getting, if you're not giving 100% of your job, you really don't want to be there. I know I'm talking to somebody. If you're not giving 100%, you're going to work every day, going through the motions. I'm not knocking jobs. Okay, it's okay to have a job, but it's not okay for a job to have you. Right? If you only do it once in a while, don't get mad when you only get results once in a while.
Mad.
I'm going to read that again. If you only do it once in a while, don't get mad when you only get results once in a while.
Hey, look, let me get some thumbs up, some hearts, or something. If y'all seeing this stuff, if you're reading it, if you're feeling what we're delivering,
absolutely.
Let me get some thumbs and some hearts up.
Some hearts, some thumbs.
Look, don't get mad when you ain't getting a check on the 10th and the 15th of the month.
Don't be mad if you don't get every Friday.
You ain't getting one every Friday.
But you can get one.
You can get one.
But we gotta have a foundation set up, right? And follow these 7 principles that we just went over just now. If you apply everything that we're sharing with you all, the philosophies that we're sharing with you all, I'm telling you, it's no way that you cannot be successful.
Well, and this is this right here, these 7 ingredients, when you use them all, this is how you never end up leaving business. Like, quit for what? It's the travel industry that we happen to be in, right? I mean, at the end of the day, this really would apply for any product, but we're speaking to you guys. This is the travel industry. I want quit for what? Who not traveling no more? It's
forever. Recession-proof.
Recession-proof business. It doesn't matter what's going on. Listen, even if and I joked about this before, but there are people, I saw them at the last convention, could not walk and barely talk. They travel agents, still. In business, still.
One crush thing.
can barely walk, wheelchair, paraplegic, whatever it is. But what we're saying is these ingredients combined will keep you in business.
At the end of the day, you all, I want to share this with you all, and I speak with Mr. Scott every day, and I share this with Mr. Clifton as well. I've been in this industry for a long time. Mr. Scott, myself, and Eric Clifton, we understand that what we're doing tonight, I need y'all to really get this. What we're doing tonight, if there's not many organizations, or probably not any, in the entire 30,000 across the board in Planet Marketing that has a 52-week update and training call every Sunday at 8 o'clock. Clockwork. Mr. Scott runs that. Hot Saturday training right here that we're looking to. Matter of fact, it's got so popular, we had a Hot Saturday training in Jamaica. And then What's the Word Wednesdays, this Excuseville is over.
Oh, we gotta bring What's the Word Wednesday to Jamaica.
What's the Word Wednesday coming to Jamaica, Mom?
Coming to Jamaica.
So at the end of the day, we have a system in place that most organizations wish they had. I had a business partner for the first time at the Hot Saturday training. She said she never seen a training like this in ever. And she's been in network marketing for almost a decade. So I know what we're doing is the right thing. I know what we have in place will help you grow your business. It's up to you to believe. And so apply what we share with you all tonight, and I guarantee you, if you apply it, everything that we share with you, you will have success.
Absolutely. Listen, we do apologize for going over on time. We kind of figured that we would, but listen, it was really in a nutshell that serious. We know that there are some people going through some stuff. We understand it. We're going through right now, as a matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? But I can only speak from a personal standpoint. What keeps me moving forward, even while going through, to be honest with you, out of the 7 ingredients, what mostly keeps me going each and every day is that 30 minutes to an hour of listening to some type of book in some way, shape, or fashioning to better myself. I was just scrolling through my Audible book list. I almost got 100 different books I'm listening to. I could not have said that about myself 5 years ago. I've been in network marketing for 18, 19 years, but just I'm trying to tell you, just over these last 5 or more years, have I honestly, I'm speaking for myself, I made a lot of money over the last 18, 19 years in network marketing. But just in these last 4 to 5, have I honestly put network marketing into me, right? And I understand from a deeper concept that what network marketing really is, and it really is a better way. But it starts with the way you think. So, and me and Roger are serious about changing people's mindsets.
Absolutely.
You follow me? That's what it's about.
I'm going to tell you something. Here's when you know that you're beginning to become a business professional in network marketing, when everything that you're doing is fun. Like, I enjoy what I'm doing right now, right? We're not getting paid for this. Indirectly, because we have an organization, we're training, but this is something that we're doing voluntarily to be able to help others win. And so that's how you know. You'll start having fun. 3-way calls. I have a blast on 3-way calls with people. Did one today. Kay Pichon down in Louisiana, Shreveport. Congratulations. Did a call. Matter of fact, she did 2 today, by the way. All the way in Shreveport. 2 3 calls. And she's serious about her business. So when we go to events, when we have nights like that, I just enjoy, I have fun getting this word out to you all. Very passionate about this industry. It's changed my life. Like you said, in the past 20 years, made a lot of money. However, we want to pour back into you all so that you all can experience the same type of feeling that we have had and we're having right now.
Absolutely. Look, guys, we're pretty much done. That's it. What's the Word Wednesday is over. We will see you guys again. We'll be second Wednesday, second and fourth Wednesdays.
Well, it was okay that we went over tonight because, you know, we had some technical difficulties. We couldn't have it 2 weeks ago, so we made up for some lost time.
Making up for lost time.
Right?
So listen, guys, we love your feedback. Give us, inbox us any questions that you guys might have had that we didn't get around to answering or anything like that. We love you. We'll be back second Wednesday, fourth Wednesday, each and every month. Tell the team, spread the word. We out.
It's what's the I'm starving.